Well then, it's good to see you. I'm here to talk about one of Delaware's most recognizable landmarks, the East End Lighthouse. Now, the East End Lighthouse was built to solve a problem. For as long as the locals could remember, time and tides were relentless and chewing away the beach in one direction and building it up in another. In 1829, a lighthouse, the Cape Henlopen Beacon, was added to the Cape to assist the original Cape Henlopen Light as a more effective aid to navigation. By 1865, this beacon was threatened by the sea and replaced, but within just 20 years, the new structure would also be threatened and need to be dismantled. So a more permanent solution was needed, and therein lies the problem. Since the end of the Delaware breakwater was just a quarter-mile off the point, it was decided that this would serve as a secure location for a new lighthouse. In 1884, a temporary light was erected first, while the construction of the concrete and steel tower was completed. The ironwork for the tower, which had been provided at a cost of $5,875, was delivered to Lewes by July 1885. The tower consisted of 4 stories to house the keepers, topped by a circular watchroom and an octagonal lantern room. The light was lit for the first time on October 2nd, 1885, although work on the tower's brick lining and interior woodwork was not completed until December of '85. The finished tower, given a coating of brown paint, stood 51 feet high. Once commissioned, the East End Light shared the breakwater with its counterpart, the Strickland Light, on the West End, the two of them marking either end of the seawall until the West End Light was decommissioned in 1903. Standing on the first defense against the sea, the East End weathered many storms. In March of 1888, the White Hurricane struck. Within a few hours, the barometer and temperatures fell, and winds over 100 miles an hour struck the little lighthouse. Of the 50 ships anchored in the harbor for refuge, only 15 remained afloat at the end of the storm. Many had been torn from their anchors and smashed against the breakwater. The lighthouse itself was coated in a thick sheathing of ice. In January of 1892, in the midst of a storm, the Mary Rogers anchored within hailing distance of the lighthouse. She saw her anchor lines part, and she crashed into the wall, not far from the tower. Her crew used their yawl as a bridge and jumped from the bow of their ship into the yawl, and then from the yawl they clambered up onto the rocks. They were given refuge until morning, when a tug could come out and take them to shore. From 1885 until the Coast Guard took over in the 1950s, there were 9 keepers and 15 assistants, starting with Willard Hall, who was keeper for 11 years, serving until 1896. His assistant, William Sammons, was there with him for the first 6 years. So you see, the problem was solved. The next time you're on Lewes Beach, look to the northeast for this stalwart little light. She still sits on the end of the breakwater, just as she has done for the last 135 years. Book a tour to see the inside, and who knows, maybe the ghost of one of the keepers will be your guide.